Welcome to today's What Will Move the Market show. I'm your host Prem. It's Friday, November 21st, 2025, and here is everything you need to know as the markets open for today. Let me take you through Wall Street's overnight performance. It was a wild session that captured the tension in markets right now. The indices started strong, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq initially surging more than 1.5%, but that rally fizzled out as the day progressed. By the close, the S&P 500 fell 1.56% to finish at 6,538. The Dow Jones dropped 0.84%, losing 386 points to close at 45,752. And the Nasdaq Composite plunged 2.16%, settling at 22,078. This was the largest single-day reversal we've seen since April's tariff turmoil, a stunning 3.6% swing. The tech sector took particular heat as investors rotated away from semiconductors. Nvidia, despite beating earnings, still slipped 3.2%. Memory chip stocks got hammered, with Micron falling 10.9% and advanced micro devices dropping nearly 8%. On the bright side, Walmart surged nearly 7% after smashing earnings expectations with strong e-commerce growth and advertising revenue momentum. Treasury yields also compressed, with the 10-year pulling back to around 4.1%, signaling some flight to safety. Now let's look at Indian ADRs overnight. Infosys ADR is down 1.04% overnight. HDFC Bank ADR showed strength and is up 1.12%. ICICI Bank ADR was marginally softer, down 0.35%, and Reliance Industries ADR has moved higher, up 2.73%. The Reliance move is interesting as it reflects some commodity strength overnight and suggests money flowing back into large-cap value plays in anticipation of the Indian Open. Moving to Asia, we're seeing a mixed picture this morning as markets grapple with Wall Street's late-day sell-off. Japan's Nikkei 225 has opened weak and is down 1.5%. Hang Seng is trading flat, and China's Shanghai Composite fell 0.72%, reflecting some caution. Now the most important number for this morning, GIFT Nifty is currently trading around 26,150 to 26,160, down 70 points. This indicates the market is reacting slightly to Wall Street's reversal. On the geopolitical front, the ongoing US-India trade dynamics remain in focus. While negotiations continue on the first phase of the India-US trade agreement, there's cautious optimism that talks are progressing positively. This remains a key sentiment driver for markets, particularly given how tariff developments have impacted sector rotation in recent months. Keep monitoring any new announcements on this front throughout the day. For domestic India news, the RBI announced yesterday that it will conduct a 7-day variable rate repo auction today to inject 50,000 crore into the banking system. This is a liquidity management move aimed at keeping short-term money market rates aligned with the 5.5% policy repo rate. The net liquidity surplus in the system stood at 1.71 trillion rupees on Wednesday, which is healthy. Separately, FPI flows remain supportive, though cautious. For the week ending November 14th, foreign investors showed net inflows of 18.14 billion rupees, with strong interest in primary equity via IPOs adding 41.89 billion rupees, though secondary markets saw outflows of 101.12 billion rupees. The tone globally remains slightly risk-off, but India's domestic strengths continue to attract long-term capital. Expectation today is for continued positive momentum, supported by improving corporate earnings and stable policy environment. From a technical perspective, the Nifty 50 is now approaching its lifetime high of 26,277, set earlier this year. Immediate support has shifted higher to the 25,900 to 26,000 zone, and resistance now lies at 26,277 and above. A breakthrough at 26,500 would be significant. For Bank Nifty, resistance is in the 59,800 to 60,000 zone after the index touched record highs near 59,400 yesterday. Support for Bank Nifty sits around 58,800 to 58,600. Both indices show firm uptrends with higher highs and higher lows, so avoid shorting any dips unless critical supports are broken. In commodity markets, crude oil continues to face pressure. Brent crude is hovering around $63.62 per barrel, down as global growth concerns persist. West Texas Intermediate is tracking similarly lower. Gold, in US dollar terms, is steady around $4,068 per troy ounce, and silver is around $31.05 per troy ounce. Here's the key theme for traders today. You're watching a market that's consolidating gains after a strong multi-week rally, Wall Street's reversal is a caution flag. The smart move is to avoid chasing rallies, focus on quality names with improving fundamentals, and keep stops tight in your existing positions. If the Nifty holds above 26,000 today and crosses 26,277 decisively, expect the next leg to be toward 26,500. But if it breaks below 25,900, be prepared for a retest of the 25,800 zone. Position yourself based on these levels, not on emotions. Stay tuned for the evening wrap and send in your questions to our social channels. Subscribe to this podcast to hear US every weekday morning at 8, because the markets reward the informed trader. Let's make it a profitable Friday.